We shall proceed this event with the presentation by the keynote speakers. And today we have three honorable speakers, and they are Mr. Wajiran PhD from Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Dr. Azhar Kasim from University Utara Malaysia, and Dr. Lu Li Chen from Fujian Normal University, China.
We would like to invite Mr. Wajiran PhD to deliver the first keynote speech. For your information, Mr. Wajiran PhD is the Vice Dean of Faculty of Literature, Culture and Communication, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan. He finished his PhD in Asian Language and Humanities in University of Tasmania, Australia, and he served as executive member and advisor for Tasmania University Union for Muslim Society during his stay in Australia. He experienced in teaching Bahasa Indonesia for bachelor program in University of Tasmania. Mr. Wajiran, PhD, the camera is yours. Mr. Wajiran, are you already with us?
Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear your voice very clear.
Ya, oke. Thank you, Pak Mufid. Ya, yang terhormat Bapak Wakil Rektor, Bapak Rusdi Umar PhD, yang mewakili Bapak Rektor, Bapak Dr. Mukhlas MT, Pak Azhar Kasim from University Utara Malaysia, and also Dr. Lili Chen Chen, ladies and gentlemen. Arsalah Rasulullah bil huda wa dinil haq liyudhhiru 'ala dini kulli. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Let me first to use this turn to present my paper. As I'm here replacing Bapak Dr. Kasiarno as he cannot attend these sessions. In the last minute I have to replace him, and I have already made PowerPoint. Hopefully that you can catch a little bit about the Islamic literature. My topic of presentation on this session is the existence of Islamic literature in Indonesia post-Reformasi 1998. As we know that literary work cannot be separated from the social phenomena. That's why when we talk about social issues, or the theme of literary work, we also can refer to what is occurring in the socio and political dynamic in a country or in regions. As I know that not all of these participants are from literature department, I will begin my explanations about Islamic literature from the meaning of Islamic literature. Islamic literature was influenced by the Islamic ideology, especially Islamic values, which spread from the Arab countries of the Middle East. On the other hand, the simple definition of the Islamic literature is based on the Islamic worldview or Islamic moral values. As Osman said that Islamic literature incorporates the Islamic worldview into the story. It usually uses Muslim or default Muslim as the protagonist. And then the Islamic literature can also be associated with the writer who studied in Islamic boarding school, or we know as a pesantren. The writer usually use their experiences and ideological affiliation as their basis for their writing. From the definition of Islamic literature, we need to stress on the foundation, yeah, that the specification or the characteristic of Islamic literature is only use the values of Islam as the as the foundation, yeah, of the values, yeah, because there are some Muslim author or Muslim writer that also deal with the Muslim community but not support the values of Islam. I will show you some example of this later, yeah. In dealing about the Islamic literature or the existence of Islamic literature in Indonesia, in Indonesian context, yeah, we have some subgenre or the type of Islamic literature that included pesantren literature or Islamic boarding literature. This literature usually use the pesantren as the main topic or the setting of the issues that are reflected on that literature. And then the second one, we have Sufis literature and transcendental literature. Sufis literature usually dealing with the spiritual experiences of the author reflected in the literature, and then transcendental literature usually deal with the relationship of the author with Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, or the relationship, special relationship between the author that reflected in the literature. That's based on the Mahayana, yeah, Maman S. Mahayana in 2009. Before the finding of the paper or the writing industry in Indonesia were popular with many kind of literary work, especially that adapted or translated from the Middle East. In Java or in Indonesia, we know as hikayat. Yeah, hikayat was popular. This is a kind of short story that deal with the values of Islam and also about the prophet. Yeah, the story of prophet. And then the second genre of the old literary work, we have such kind of poetry, which we call as guguritan and danding in West Java. In Central Java or in Jogja, we know as mocapat. This is also one of the type of Islamic literature that were popular among the Muslim community. Even now, it is not, not popular again among the young generation. Even there are, many values, especially about the Islamic values that we can learn from this kind of guguritan, danding, and also mocapat in our country. And nowadays, or in contemporary era, we also popular with nasid, yeah. And nasid also popular with salawat. Until now, we still can find this kind of a song, this kind of modern literary art that also popular in the traditional form, like we call as qasida. Yeah, qasida is also almost the same with nasid or salawat that we know today. Yeah, and this song is also popular, yeah, until now among the young generation, yeah, especially nasid and salawat. In salawat we know as Gus Aldi, yeah, you can find in a YouTube channel, in his YouTube channel, that were very popular among the young generations. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before I explain about the existence of Islamic literature in post-Reformasi, I would like to give you a brief explanations about the history of ancient Islamic literature that popular around the world. Yeah. In ancient Islamic literature, actually we have 1001 Night, or it was popular with Arabian Night. Yeah, this short story or this folk tale, we call as folk tale, it was popular not only in Middle East, but also around the world, because it was translated into many foreign languages, including English, Germany, Dutch, and maybe Mandarin also. Yeah, That's why in Europe we know some short story or folk tale that are popular around the world, like Alibaba and Magic Carpet are also believed as part of Islamic literature that popular in European countries. And the most interesting one is that based on the history of Islamic literature in Europe, yeah, the work of Daniel Defoe, Robinson Crusoe, yeah, this literary work I think is very popular among, especially from the English literature department. And this is also believed inspired by the Muslim writer Abu Bakr Ibn Tufail, who wrote the history of Haji Ibn Yaqzan. Yeah, and from the small story of the ancient Islamic literature in Europe, yeah, we can know that the tradition of literary work actually come from the Middle East, not from the West as we know today. Yeah, so we can trace the history of literary tradition by understanding the history of Islamic literary work. And then the modern Muslim author that recognize or get the appreciation not only in Muslim country but also around the world. We have Najib Mahfoud, an Egyptian who got a Nobel Prize, yeah, in 1988. Yeah, he described himself as a pious Muslim believer or devout Muslim believer. And the second one, we have also Orhan Pamuk, yeah, from Turkey, yeah, was born in 1952. He also in 2006 got the Nobel Prize in Literature. One of his literary work or the novels is My Name is Red, yeah. And because of his prolific work or a great work that he has already written, Pamuk was popular by by the Time Book Review. Yeah, mentioned that he is the new star from the East. Yeah, so Orhan Pamuk was very popular not only in Turkey but also around the world. Yeah. How about in Indonesia? In Indonesia, around 1970s to 1998, we have two prolific authors. They are Hamka and Taufik Ismail. I think we all know that Hamka is an Indonesian Muslim scholar and then philosopher, writer, lecturer, politician, and journalist. He is a multi-talent Muslim scholar, yeah, from Sumatra, yeah, from Sumatra, and he has written more than 100 books, yeah, ranging from the philosophy, politics, Minangkabau adat or custom, and then history and biography, Islamic doctrine, ethics, mysticism, tafsir, and also fiction. Yeah, some of the example of his literary work is Tenggelamnya Kapal Van der Wijk and also Di Bawah Lindungan Ka'bah. Those literary work are adapted into film and they are also popular, I think, among the young generation of Muslim community in Indonesia. I think not only in Indonesia, but also in East Asia or Southeast Asia, like in Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei Darussalam, and maybe some in Thailand also. Yeah, and one of his popular nonfiction work is Tafsir Al-Azhar. Yeah, even now we still easily can find it in a bookstore. Yeah, Tafsir Al-Azhar. If you are graduated from the Islamic boarding school affiliated with Muhammadiyah, I think you will know about this book. Yeah, because most of the teacher will use this book as the reference. Yeah. And then the second one in Indonesia, we have Taufik Ismail, yeah, was born in Bukit Tinggi in 1935. Taufik Ismail is also known as an activist, yeah, social activist, and then the editor of monthly literary magazine Horizon, yeah. Horizon was very popular among literary student or student in literature department, yeah. He is focused on poetry, ya. His work including Malu Aku Jadi Orang Indonesia, Tirani and Benteng, buku tamu Musim Perjuangan, Sajak Ladang Jagung, Kenalkan Saya Hewan, Puisi-puisi Langit, and many other. Interestingly, Taufik Ismail poetry is also adapted to song, yeah, by the singer, the very popular singer. I think most of you know him, Bimbo, yeah, who, adapt the poetry of Taufik Ismail like Sajadah Panjang, and then the poetry Aku, yeah. That's very popular among a Muslim community. Yeah, that's the brief history of Islamic literature around the world, including post-Reformasi in Indonesia. And now I will explain about the existence of Islamic literature after Reformasi in Indonesia.
Pak Wajiran, sorry
yeah.
for interruption.
Yeah.
Please kindly
make your presentation in full
make
screen,
your presentation in full screen,
if possible.
if possible.
Full screen.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We receive a request from the participants.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Islamic literature after Reformasi, yeah, in Indonesia, yeah. After the fall down of Suharto in 1998, yeah, the democratization in Indonesia is getting better because everyone, especially the Muslim, can express their idea, yeah, in many media, including in the form of literary work, yeah. Not only expressing using the cultural product, but also Muslim community are also free to make like a social organization. Therefore, in 1997, before the fall down of Suharto, some Muslim, some Muslim writer established a Forum Lingkar Pena or Pen Circle Forum, yeah, in 1997. Yeah, the founder is Helvitiana Rosa, and this is a very amazing organization. I think in less than 5 years, or at least less than 10 years, it has about 32 branches around Indonesia and 12 branches in abroad. Yeah, and it also has about 13,000 active member, and all are our young writers in Indonesia. And interesting, I think from this member is 70% of the member are women. This is very interesting because before the Reformasi, most of the literary author are male, but after the Reformation era, female dominates this position. I think this is very important issue that we can learn. Yeah, why women are interested, yeah, in joining or expressing their idea using a literary work. Yeah. I will show you some prolific author of Islamic literature during 1990 to 1998 or until 2010. There are Asma Nadia, yeah, the author of Mak Ingin Naik Haji. This novel was also popular because it was adapted to a television series. Yeah, and then the second one is Helvitiana Rosa, the founder of FLP. He wrote Ketika Mas Gagah Pergi, 2011, and then Maimun Herawati. Although Maimun Herawati is not productive writer in Islamic literature, but he is a critic who often make article, yeah, criticizing about the culture that not sweet with the Islamic values. And then the fourth one is Golagong, yeah, the author of Ballad of Roy. It was also very popular among the youth, yeah, or Baladasi Roy, yeah, in 1989. And then the most powerful and also the most influential is Habibur Rahman El Sirazi. I think most of the Indonesian Muslim community know Habibur Rahman because one of his novel, Verses of Love or Ayat-Ayat Cinta, were adapted to film in 2004, and it get very good response not only in Indonesia but also in Malaysia, Singapore, and also in Brunei Darussalam. Yeah, that's some of the example of the productive author in Indonesia that very influential during 1990s to 2010. And then we need to ask ourselves, or we need to pay attention on the reasons why we need to learn about literature. Because, yeah, many of Muslim communities still put aside about the Department of Literature or English literature because they think that literature is not profitable, like maybe technical department or medical department and so on. Yeah, we need to know that the main function of literature is we call as dulce et utile. It means that literary work contain entertainment and also education. Entertain and educate. This is the main function of literary work. Because the function of literary work is entertain and educate, it means that it will be very suitable to promote the values of Islam in this work. Yeah. And then the second one, literature is an effective tool or medium, yeah, to teach moral values. As mentioned by Ibu Professor Siti Hamamah Suratno, if I'm not mistaken, she quoted from Horace, yeah, that literature is means that is not transmittable by other means. It means that literature is the most effective to to influence, yeah, or to put the moral values in the literary work. And everyone who are have a reading habit of literary work automatically will get the values of Islam. Like when we read ayat-ayat cinta or the verses of love, yeah, and then we will automatically imitate how to be a good Muslim based on the main character of the verse of love. Yeah. And then, ladies and gentlemen, brother and sister, I will show you some of the example of the Islamic moral value that are very important for the young generations today. Yeah. I get it from one of the Hamkas novel, Tenggelamnya Kapal Van der Wijk. Yeah. In Tenggelamnya Kapal Van der Wijk, yeah, we can learn especially how to be good Muslim. Yeah, because there are at least 5 Islamic moral values that we can learn from that literary work or from that novel. Yeah, the first one is about the faith or keimanan. Keimanan reflect to some characteristic or some feature of a good Muslim, like honesty, kejujuran, responsibility, tanggung jawab, politeness, and also tenacity. Yeah, this characteristic, yeah, maybe you can find in other genre of literature, but in Islamic literature, it presented differently. And as Muslim, yeah, I will know that we have, as Muslim, we have to always keep this characteristic, yeah, in our daily life. And these values, I think, are very difficult to be found in other literary work except in Islamic literary work. Yeah, that is the example, yeah, of the Islamic moral values that we can find in a novel, especially in Hamka, Tenggelamnya Kapal Van der Wijk. How about the challenge, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, Islamic literature, as I have already explained, is very important in influencing the young generation, especially in keeping the values, especially based on Islamic values. But there are also some challenges. Yeah, the first one, challenge from Muslim author themselves. Yeah, as I have already mentioned, that not all of the Muslim author are interested in using the Islamic values as the foundation. I will show you the example like this. We have Nawal El Sadawi in Egypt. Yeah, she is the author of Women in Point Zero. Yeah, even she used Islam or Muslim community as the setting or the theme of in her literary work, but she used the ideology of feminism from Western countries. So that's why Nawal El Sadawi cannot be categorized as the Islamic literary work. What she has expressed, yeah, in literary work is not suitable with Islam. Yeah, and then in Indonesia, we also have Abida El Holki, who was born in Jombang in 1965. She was also very popular around 2010, I think, to 2015. Yeah, she is the author of Woman in Turban or Perempuan Berkalung Surban. It was a very controversial novel among Muslim community because she also does not reflect the Islamic values as its foundation in her work. Yeah, many of the values are based on feminism. Yeah, that's why it was very controversial and also rejected in some Islamic institution because her work relies or regarded as dangerous on quote, yeah, because of feminism that he presented in Perempuan Berkalung Surban. Yeah. And then the next challenge of the existence of Islamic literature is also from the government or from the authority. Yeah, in many Muslim countries, yeah, they do not recognize that literary work is part of media that are very important for social or civilization. Is that why this department in most of Muslim country do not get a good response? Even in Saudi Arabia, when you try to find literature department, I think it's not easy to find. Yeah, in Indonesia also, yeah, our government, yeah, focus on or maybe tends to focus on the technical department or medical department. Yeah, I think that we all know about this issue. Yeah, and then the third one, the challenge from the lack of critique that have enough attention on this type or genre of literature. As far as I know, during my doctoral degree in Australia, I read and I showed many kind of references that deal with Islamic literature. But in Indonesia, I only found about two writer, yeah, who has concern on Islamic literature, like Maman S. Mahayana. He wrote a book, yeah, unpublished book, yeah, I think, because I just got the soft file from him. It's about Islam literary work, prophetic literary work atau sastra prophetic, ya. And then the second one is Kunto Wijoyo. Also, he has a concern on prophetic literary work, but he only produced like a paper presented in like a conference in Solo. It has been a long time ago, in about 1995, I think. Yeah. And then dealing with the lack of the critic, especially in Islamic literature, we can see also in 2002, Kori Layun Rampan wrote a book. Yeah, it consists of 100 Indonesian authors who are productive around 1990 to 2010. Unfortunately, this is odd thing, I think. He does not include Habibur Rahman El-Sirozi. Even he is a very productive writer and his work is very popular, but if I'm not mistaken, yeah, he does not put Habibur Rahman as one of the prolific author in the period of 2000. Yeah, I think this is what is it? Need more research about this. The reason why Kori did not put Habibur Rahman El-Sirozi as the Muslim author in this period. Yeah. And then back to the challenge of the existence of Islamic literature. Yeah, the challenge from Muslim community. Yeah, I think the reading habit, we do not have reading habit in our community because as reported by UNESCO, yeah, in Indonesia, we have only 0.001. Yeah, it means that in 1,000 people, we have only one person who have a good reading habit. Yeah, it means that literary work in this case does not get a good response or good position among the Muslim community because a reading habit, we know, what is it, has by the European people or Western countries people. Yeah, they have very good reading habit. Yeah, in a day, they will spend at least 2 hours to read a book. But in Indonesia, it is I think in small number of hours to spend reading a book, especially reading about a literary work. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all my explanation. Thank you very much, Pak